Hello everybody, my name is Rolak and welcome to another video. The latest update to come into beta testing for League of Legends is an update to two of League's oldest champions, Kayle the Righteous and Morgana the Fallen. And I've decided to go into detail and tell you all there is to tell about these champions. So, let's not waste any more time and get right into it.
Why have we wings, sister, if not to fly?
Why do we have feet, if not to tread upon the soil?
Now, first things first, let's talk about Morgana. Long story short, her abilities haven't been changed all that much, but the looks, visuals, and voiceover, provided by Erica Lightbeck, have all been updated. All in all, Morgana pretty much plays the exact same way she does on live. There are two slightly minor changes to two of her abilities. Her W, Tormented Soil, now deals more damage based on the enemy's missing health, meaning that she'll be dealing more damage to low health enemies, and something that is actually a buff that I personally think she needed for a long time. When she uses her ult Soul Shackles, she now gains movement speed while moving towards enemies she has chained, so overall a pretty decent buff. Item-wise, you shouldn't really need to differ from what you've already built on her. Basic support items, some slight damage items, and you're good to go. If you want to guarantee to chain your enemies with your ult, grab Shirelias and Aurelias to trap your foes with no chance of escape. Unless they have flash or something. And for runes, pretty much the same as well. Airy, Transcendence with Cosmic Insight, and Perfect Timing for a free stopwatch. I would recommend grabbing Nimbus Cloak for another extra speed boost while ulting, but take what you want. Now for the big one, Kayle. Kayle has undergone a complete update. Visuals, voiceover, and animations and abilities have all been redone. And I think it would be best to start with her passive. Along with having the achievement of having the biggest info box in the game, Divine Ascent has a quite bit to take in, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Starting at level 1 with Zealous, basic attacks increase attack speed by 6% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. At max stacks, Kayle becomes Exalted, gaining 15% movement speed while running towards enemy champions. Once you spend all your upgrade points at level 6, Kayle turns a Flame, gaining Fire Waves on her basic attacks that deal magic damage for her Exalted state. Level 11 gets you Arisen, turning Kayle into a ranged champion and getting more movement speed for running at an enemy. And once you spend your upgrade points at level 16, Kayle becomes Transcendent, becoming permanently exalted and having her Fire Waves deal true damage. Now with that huge explanation out of the way, let's get some details on this passive. Now, to actually begin stacking to reach Exalted, you have to attack everything but structures. Champions, minions, monsters, they all give you stacks, but not turrets or inhibitors. The stacks also fall off immediately, not one by one like Jax's passive or Ashe's Q. And they don't last for very long, being 3 seconds, so be sure to keep attacking if you're in the middle of a skirmish. And before level 16, you can tell when you are Exalted by looking at Kayle's wings, as they turn a burning gold once you achieve Exalted. Now on to her abilities. Her Q, Radiant Blast, is very straightforward. Kayle launches a Celestial Sword that deals damage to the first enemy it hits. The sword deals magic damage to the target and to enemies behind it, slows for an amount for 2 seconds, and shreds the enemy's armor and magic resist by 20% for 3 seconds. There's not much to explain about this ability. It's a skill shot that's used to either engage an enemy or escape an enemy. Pretty simple. It does take about half a second to actually launch, and you can move after it begins, so use that info however you like. Her W, Celestial Blessing, is a heal that can heal both Kayle and a nearby ally, as well as a boost to their movement speed. This ability is pretty much the same as her old one, although this time she can heal both herself and an ally at the same time, and you don't even have to target anyone for it to work. If there is more than one ally near you though, you have to select who you want to heal, otherwise it heals whoever is closest to you. Other than that, a simple ability. Her E, Starfire Spellblade, has 2 effects. Passively, it adds some bonus magic damage to your attacks, increasing as you rank it up. Once activated, Kayle's next attack becomes ranged and deals a percentage of the enemy's missing health as bonus magic damage. Once you hit level 6, this ability gets an upgrade, causing it to explode and deal the same amount of damage to surrounding enemies. Again, this is a fairly simple ability. Once you use it, a circle appears around Kayle to tell you the exact reach for this ability. It can also be used to reset your basic attack timer, so using it immediately after an attack will be the best course to take. And finally, her ultimate, Divine Judgment. It's almost the exact same as her live version, but with an added effect. Kayle makes either herself or an allied champion invulnerable for a few seconds. Afterwards, she purifies the area around them, dealing a large amount of damage to nearby enemies. Now, while this does seem like a really powerful ability, be aware that Kayle cannot make any actions while she is casting the ultimate. The cast lasts until the Purify activates, which lasts for about 1.5 or 2 seconds, I'm not entirely sure. Even if she ults an ally, she still cannot make any action until the channel is complete, so be aware of your surroundings when using the ultimate. I should also mention that the zone follows whoever has the ult on them, so it's best to use either on you while in a scuffle or an ally who prefers to have numerous enemies around them. Now, with all that info out of the way, what do you build on Kayle? Well, she's been made into a hybrid basic attack hyper carry, so to say, so you can build most of her old items and still get results. Preferably Nash's Tooth, Hextech Gunblade, and Lichbane are all good items to get on her. Hell, they even recommend Phantom Dancer, so give it a try if you want. Kayle does well with either magic or physical damage, considering all her damaging abilities have dual scalings, so you can really build whatever you want, and you might still be successful, but it would be best to go for the Sandra stuff. As for runes, I would recommend going Precision with either Lethal Tempo or Conqueror, with Triumph, Legend Alacrity, and Coup de Grace, with Sorcery as your second and Mana Flow Band, along with, well, any of the second or third tier would work quite well with Kayle. Choose what you think is best. Now for my final thoughts. What do I think of Kayle? Well, she's certainly been improved, I'll say that for sure. She feels like a proper basic attack type champion now, instead of some weird support/carry champion that she was before. Before level 16, she doesn't feel overly powerful, especially before she gains perma range at level 11. She will struggle against ranged champions in the early levels. Some mentions would be Brand, Vel'Koz, or really any other champion that has good poke. Once she hits level 11 though, she will get quite the advantage in terms of attacking against most champs, the most obvious being melee champs. But if she manages to hit 16, then you might want to focus her down, as she not only gets the fire waves permanently, but they also deal true damage. Couple that with Conqueror, and you're going to be shredding a lot of tanks and very weak champs as well. Now, is it impossible to kill her when she's level 16? Hopefully not. Her added range and invulnerability can be a death sentence to anyone who can't get to her quickly enough, and even if you do, her ult can deal a ton of damage. I played a bot game and it could deal well over 1,000 damage with the right build, and she could put that on other champions as well, so yeah, definitely look out for that. Other than that, I would say watch out for her mana, as when you get to a certain amount of cooldown reductions, her abilities will start draining her mana pool really quickly, so grab Mana Flow Band or some mana items along the way. I feel like her ult will be really good for tower diving on early levels, because if the enemy wastes their flash to get under the turret, you can ult, flash under there, kill them, and get out with little to no damage done to you. Will she be overpowered? Honestly, I don't think so. She might be once she gets to level 16, but that's really far into late game, and a lot of games don't even get to level 18. Unless you're fed, of course. I feel like she will have the same feel as some scary late game champions like Nasus or Yasuo, but like those champs, if you focus her down early and deny her kills and such, she probably won't be too much of a problem. Overall, I think she'll do well, and I hope she'll get some love in a lot of games. She's honestly quite fun too. And that's all I really have to say. I'm looking forward as to when the updates will release onto live, and I hope that Kayle won't be banned every game so I can actually play her. So, my name has been Rolak, thank you all for watching, check out my other videos if you want, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys next time.